Hello everyone, we are going to listen Andrea Stella, the team principal of McLaren. Let's listen to him.
Behind Andrea Stella is alongside us now. Summarise, if you could, that session for you.
It was an interesting session. It's always interesting in Monza where you have to define like the downforce level, for instance, which kind of rear wing we're going to use. Here also we had some data acquisition to understand aerodynamic behavior of the car. You will have seen that we had rakes on Oscar and some other measurements on Lando. And then the other interesting thing was understand the effect of the tarmac changes. We have seen already that tarmac can influence the behavior of the tires quite deeply. That's why I think everyone was a little cautious. We have seen Mercedes and Red Bull going out on 2 sets of soft, like let's see what happens with the tires. And we did see that definitely the tires degrade quite a bit compared to what is usually the case in Monza, and also the car behaves in a snappy way, which we need to sort of address with setup and also some adaptation from a driving point of view. So a rich session.
So the fastest time was 1 second faster than last year. So clearly there is some speed out there. We've seen some ugly tyres going past, it must be said, as you explained, and the curbs are a little bit kinder. It's smoother too. With these critical ground effect cars, can you get them quite a bit lower this year?
Yeah, I think you touched the relevant points. The cars are quicker because the tarmac itself kind of gives you grip, but it gives you grip that falls away from you pretty rapidly and the car can become snappy. Also, the track is very smooth, which means you can run a little lower, and we know that with this generation of car, the lower you can run, the more downforce you generate. So the track itself delivers some lap time because you can exploit the platform of the car. At the same time, as soon as you start to put laps together, one after the other, without cooling down the tires, then we see that the behavior, as you said, some weird tire appearance can actually manifest itself, and this is because the tires start to operate pretty hot. And I don't think it's only the temperature, it does have to do with the tarmac.
Are you expecting Red Bull to have the slight edge this weekend, or, I mean, are 4 teams in this?
Well, Red Bull is Red Bull, so you always expect them to be very competitive. I think we have seen, even in Belgium, that they were strong. We know that they have a very efficient car, can easily generate top speed, retaining good downforce. So for us, it's, to be honest, no different than always. There will be 4 teams in condition to win the race. And I think the free practice one has also told us that there's some potential outliers, because, as we said, with this tarmac and some special setups that you can run here, it could be that some midfield cars join the party at the top. So, interesting weekend ahead of us, I think.
Is it the same as it's always been, really? If you've got a good car, it's good everywhere, whether it's Singapore, Monaco, Monza. If the car's fundamentally balanced, does that still ring true today?
Based on FP1, I think the car is pretty much like where we expected it to be, so no surprises in terms of competitiveness, let's say. What I would add is that when we consider tracks like Zandvoort, Hungary, Barcelona, I think it's the track layout that favors McLaren at the moment. We seem to be good in medium speed corners, we seem to be good in long corners, high downforce. So we are cautious because here we are almost polar opposite. Short corners and long straights where you have to generate top speed and a small rear wing. So I think we need to be a bit careful and maximize the potential above all.
Obviously, it was a perfect weekend for Lando last time around. You've said continually that the pair race on a par. There's no number one driver, and I know that Zach was expressing, I think he said it over social media, that if you get to that point where you have to prioritise Lando, you'll have that conversation and it'll be an open conversation. Do you still believe that the drivers is attainable?
I do believe. I believe because it's mathematically possible, and I believe because we have a competitive package overall. Like, if competitive package for me includes the car, includes Lando, includes the team, and Oscar. So I think if we achieve this result, which obviously at the moment looks pretty, like it's distant, but not impossible. It will be because we get the most out of all these components, including Oscars being part of the teamwork that is required to support Lando. We have conversation every single weekend. We had this conversation yesterday with each of the drivers and with the team, and we will have a similar conversation on Sunday morning. Like, you just want to be on the case, and then every weekend we will assess where we are, and we will see how much we have to, or we will be available to accept in terms of everyone contributing. But it's still 9 races to go. And I think it would be, at the moment, a step too far that for 9 races we ask Oscar, give up your race in favor of Lando. That's a step too far for Lando himself, because that's not the way he wants to win. He wants to win because he's strong on track, competitive, and then in some situations where it makes sense, then we certainly will help him.
Andrea, appreciate it. Best of luck
Thank you
this
very much.
weekend.
That's it, guys. Interesting conversation about Andrea Stella and for the Monza, for McLaren, for their both drivers. As he said, they are just trying to play a team game. They are not going to say Lando just give up, or Piastri just give your place to Lando, etc. and etc. But I think just as I see, as I feel from their conversation of the words of Andrea Stella, I think they started to believe, or they started to dream about winning the championship. But also he said that there are no more races. They will see what will bring the races, but I think they are okay with their car. The car is okay, the car is good, but as you said, at FP1, Norris was faster than Piastri. Okay, the car was fast, but they were third. As he said, Red Bull is Red Bull, but we know that they are struggling a little bit more last 2 races. But we will see what will bring us Monza. As he said, as we know, the speed temple of Formula One is very fast track. The cars are absolutely flying. Also, as you know, we had unfortunately we had the accident of Kimi Antonelli, but he is okay. Let me say that the McLaren started to believe that not maybe this year, but maybe next year they believe, or they dream about winning the championship. They have the good driver duo. They are young, they are fast, but we will see what time will bring us. If you have any opinion, any thoughts about this video, just don't forget to comment below the video and subscribe the channel. See you on the next video.